Missy from the Rum Travelers. Joe will be joining momentarily. He's my audio video guy. He's getting us all set up here. So yeah, happy Friday, everyone. This is our second Friday night of cocktail videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our video last week. We made a classic shaken daiquiri. If you didn't get a chance to catch that, it is posted on our Facebook page on Rum Traveler, and we also just created a new YouTube channel. So I'm going to share the videos out there as well. So if you missed them, don't worry, you can replay them on YouTube. Joe is here. Say hi to everybody, Joe.
Hi, everybody, Joe. We're celebrating Aloha Friday today. As you noticed, we've got our shell-lays and our bead-lays and our Hawaiian attire here, our Aloha attire. The reason for that is
tonight's cocktail is a Mai Tai. So it's a classic tiki cocktail. We're gonna walk you through the steps of making this cocktail. There's a lot of different takes on this recipe. We're gonna be using the really traditional Trader Vic's style Mai Tai. So the kind of Mai Tai you would have maybe had in Trader Vic's bar back in, the turn of the century, I guess, more like the 50s and 60s. I wasn't around back then, so I don't quite know the exact timing.
Mostly post World War II.
Yep, in the golden era of tiki, as it were. So yeah, we're going to go through that classic recipe. We're going to teach you guys a little bit about the rum selection. That's probably the most important part of the recipe here, is picking the right rums. So yeah, we'll walk you through what that looks like. So hopefully everybody's had a chance to join. I know a lot of you guys are like us and under a stay-at-home order. So ours went into effect the other day.
Last night at midnight.
Oh, last night at midnight. Yeah, we got notified about it a couple of days prior. But last night at midnight, stay-at-home order for all of Florida. So here we are at home. Luckily, we have tons and tons of rum. So we're not too bad off there. I think we can probably manage our stay-at-home order. Looks like we're in this through at least the end of April. So there'll be a lot more cocktail videos. I think we're going to start doing some rum tasting videos as well. So we'll pick some nice rums from our collection and do a tasting with you guys and let you know what we think of some of these special rums we have behind us here.
Yep. So with the stay-at-home order, it's not just rum cocktails we're talking about here. We had some changes here at the house at our good old homestead. We had a water heater failure a couple nights ago and had that replaced today. So just a quick shout out to Mr. Plumber here and Sebastian. Thank you guys for taking care of it quickly. We're back in business with our hot water. And the honeydew list, of course, is growing by the day. We've got new hardware in the bathroom and everything. But tonight we're focused on talking about making a Mai Tai. Just wanted to let you know I'm not getting off easy in these stay-at-home orders. I have plenty to do. Don't worry about me at all.
Yeah, he's got a long list. But it's kind of nice to be home. It's great. We're enjoying doing these videos for you guys. Usually on a Friday night, we would either be on an airplane or on an island or
driving out to Orlando.
Driving to Orlando, which we seem to do an awful lot. So it's kind of cool that we get to be here at home and share some time with you guys virtually.
Might have to change our name from Rum Travelers to Rum Stay-at-Homers. It's not got the same catch to it. It doesn't sound as good.
I'm not ready to give up on travel yet. We just have to take a little pause, that's all.
Just have to wait.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so let's do this. Let's make a cocktail. So for you guys watching at home, feel free to follow along with us. We'll go through the rums. We'll go through the other ingredients, the quantities. I'll put the recipe on the video on Facebook once we're done and can share that afterwards, so you'll have that written down. Let's start with, as I said, the most important part of this recipe is the rum selection. So you don't want to just go and grab 2 random rums from the shelf. You want this cocktail to taste the way it's intended to taste and be really a balanced cocktail, so not too sweet and not too bitter or sour. Your most important step is starting with the right rums. So Joe, why don't you tell us about the first rum in here, the Appleton Estate?
Okay, so for the first rum, we're using Appleton Estate rum from Jamaica. It's a pot and column blend. There are several different Appletons in their line, so most of them are affordable. We're using this one in particular because it's easy to find. It's not very expensive, so you can make several cocktails without, breaking the bank to purchase the rum. There are other Appletons that could change the flavor of your Mai Tai. A lot of people like a 12-year-old Appleton, like the rare blend here.
So Joe, how old is the signature?
It's a 5-year
I think it's a blend. Appleton's a Jamaican rum. They have some pretty strict rules about their rums. So I don't believe they put an age statement, at least not on this bottle. I know they're kind of rebranding a little bit. They're doing some reformulation. So I don't see the age statement, but I believe it's aged, a blend of rums aged between 5 and 10 years. So, moderately aged rum there.
But yeah, that's the signature, the signature. We have 2 different 12-year blends up here. One's the rare blend, which you can see at most stores. This is an older 12-year. I haven't seen it in too many places. It might be a little bit harder to find. But each one will give a different profile because of the flavor of the rum and the age. So Appleton's the one we're using today. There's several other Jamaican rums you could choose, but we're going to go with this one. Again, it's easy to find and not very expensive.
Yeah, let me add to that the Jamaican rum piece of this. You do want to pick a true Jamaican rum. Appleton, we think, is a great choice for this recipe because it's a more subtle Jamaican rum. So there's some heavier, funkier pot still rums that if you like that flavor, absolutely throw it in your cocktail. It'll give it a kick and a boost. But for general mass appeal, you'll probably do better with the Appleton since it's a little more subtle.
A good example is your J. Ray Jamaican rum. It's going to have a little more of that funk to it. Not quite as smooth as a Appleton rum would be.
So the one I wanted to caution against, and I'm not gonna name any names here, but there's a very popular mainstream Jamaican rum brand. It might start with an M. So just be aware for that rum. That's not exactly the kind of rum that we're talking about for this recipe. Not that there's anything wrong with it. If you like it, go for it. Add it to your cocktails. But that rum has some additives in it that don't work really well in this cocktail if you want to keep it like a classic cocktail. So if you can, take that extra step and find yourself, a bottle of Appleton or, one of the other more traditional Jamaican rum brands and leave that other one for, maybe a floater on a frozen drink or something. All right, that's my spiel about the Jamaican rum.
Yeah, so the second rum, it's pretty much, there's a reason for this choice of the second rum for this cocktail. You want something that's going to counter the flavors of the Appleton, something that's a little bit unique, brings a little bit more complexity to it. So I'm going to let Missy talk about the Martinique rum we will be adding to the cocktail.
All right, so that's this fella here. So we just bought this at Total Wine. It's Rum Neisson. And let me make sure I get the pronunciation. I'll do the best I can. French is not my first language, but I believe it's Élevé Sous Bois is the particular expression that we have here. So this is rum from Martinique. It is a rum agricole. And for you guys that may have seen rum, you can see on the bottle it's R-H-U-M. And that's the spelling that they use in those French islands, so Guadeloupe and Martinique. It's a very specific style of rum. It, much like the Jamaican rum, has some rules about how it's made. So the big difference here is this rum is made from fresh sugarcane juice. So what that means is typically they're going to have that cane growing nearby, and that's absolutely the case in Martinique. There's lots of beautiful cane fields on Martinique. They're going to chop that cane down, and very quickly they're going to get it to their factory, and they're going to crush it, and they're going to take the juice from that sugarcane, and they're going to immediately put it into a fermentation tank. They want to start that process. They want to control it. Sugarcane juice can get real funky real quickly, and not in a good way. So it has to be this, very fast process to ferment that fresh juice. Then it's going to get distilled. In Martinique, they're using column stills there. I think there's maybe a couple of instances maybe where there's a pot still here or there, but traditionally for rum agricole, they're using a column still. So that's typically a lighter style of rum. But when you're talking about rum agricole, this is kind of a whole nother animal. I love rum agricole. Some people hate rum agricole. It's kind of one of those polarizing things. I think it is an acquired taste. So if you haven't had a rum agricole, it does not taste anything like molasses-based rum, which is what Appleton is, and most of the rums that we see here in the United States are molasses-based. Rum agricole, because it's made from that fresh pressed cane juice, it's got an earthier flavor to it. So it's grassy, it's herbal. Trying to think of how else to describe it. It ends up tasting a lot like fresh sugarcane juice, if you've ever had that, or maybe if you've ever chewed on a stick of sugarcane.
If you're used to drinking sweet cocktails and sweet rum, some people might describe it as harsh because they don't understand what those complexities from the sugarcane process is versus the molasses process.
Yes.
So some people describe the agricole rums to be a little bit more like cachaças, which they are very similar. And some people will describe cachaças as tasting more like tequila than like rum. So that kind of gives you an idea of how agricoles can kind of stray away from what people classically think of as a rum.
All right, so I could probably go on for an hour about agricole rums because I love them. But we'll move on. So here at Rum Neisson, this is a 50 proof, 50% 100 proof Martinique rum. So that's what we're using in our Mai Tai. Next up, we have an orange liqueur. And people interpret this in different ways. There's a lot of different things you could use. We've chosen the DeKuyper's Orange Curaçao, again for availability, affordability. It's very easy to find. I think this is $15 a bottle. You could also get a little fancy and use a dry Curaçao if you can find this. This is another orange liqueur.
A little harder to find, a little more expensive than your shelf Orange Curaçao.
Yeah, I think this one's more like a cognac type of product. So another thing you can use is Grand Marnier, which obviously is another cognac product. It's got an orange flavor, as you guys probably know. So anything that's like an orange flavored liqueur will work well. Please do not substitute orange juice. Orange juice does not go in a traditional Mai Tai.
Or pineapple juice.
Or pineapple juice. No pineapple juice. If they put pineapple juice in your Mai Tai, you send it back and you say no. No pineapple juice. It's very important. That's not the flavor we're going for. So again, whatever you do, don't substitute orange juice for your orange liqueur. It's not the same thing. All right, you want to talk about the orgeat?
Yes, so orgeat is another ingredient. It's a key part of a Mai Tai. It brings in a almond flavor because it is an almond syrup. This orgeat that we have here for the cocktail today is from Latitude 29, but it's very easy to make at home. A little bit harder to find in the store, but an orgeat is what you want for this cocktail because it brings out the sweetness, but that almond flavor is the most important thing to add to the Mai Tai with the syrup. We're going to add simple syrup as well, but the orgeat brings that almond flavor. If you don't have orgeat, you want to substitute something else, amaretto will work. There's even the finest call brand orgeat you can find in some stores, which is good if you're batching large cocktails and don't want to use your good orgeat or don't have time to make any at home. So basically, you just look for the finest call. They have a lot of different things out there that you can get in this orgeat. While it's not, premium orgeat, it will do the job, especially when batching large cocktails.
But I know a lot of mainstream bars don't have orgeat, so you can ask them to use amaretto or di Serrano. Those will get you that, at least to give you that kind of almond flavor to it. And then the last ingredient would be our fresh lime juice.
You skipped over the simple syrup.
Oh, you mentioned the simple syrup.
I mentioned it.
It's sugar water.
But we also want to mention we are not making a pink drink.
No pink.
Mai Tai is not a pink drink.
Not pink.
Not a pink drink.
If your bartender hands you a pink Mai Tai, you send it back. You say, no, that's not what I want. Into the trash it goes. Grenadine has wonderful uses. The Mai Tai is not one of them. It should not come out pink. It's going to come out kind of brown. It's not the prettiest drink, but it is incredibly tasty. So yes, then we need our fresh lime juice. We talked about that with last week's cocktail. There's no substitute for fresh lime juice. You can buy that stuff in the bottle. A lot of times it's sweetened. It has sugar added to it. And that's going to throw off your cocktail. So limes are usually readily available and not very expensive. So encourage you guys. We have not had a problem finding limes in the grocery store. They have plenty of them. Still no toilet paper, no paper towels, but that's okay because there's lots of limes.
Now, one thing you do want to keep in mind when you're squeezing limes for juice is you don't want to over squeeze them. If you over squeeze them, you're going to get the bitterness from the zest from the peel. So you just want to give it enough squeeze to get the juice from your juicer.
All right, so while Joe is preparing our lime juice, I'm going to speak for a minute about the book that we got this recipe from. So let me hold it up for you guys. Hopefully you can see that. All right. So this book is called Minimalist Tiki. It's by Matt Tai and Carrie Smith. This is a great book. So it's pretty thick, as you guys can see. We have not been through nearly any of this yet. I got it for Joe for Christmas. But this book it talks about tiki. It talks about rum. And it goes through many of the traditional tiki bars across the United States. There's lots of pictures in here of those different bars and the specialty drinks that those bars make. And all the recipes are right there. Towards the back of the book are the classic tiki cocktail recipes, and the Mai Tai recipe that's where it came from this book. So props to Matt and Carrie. Thank you for putting out a great product. We enjoy it. So I'm thirsty. Let's make a drink.
Let's make a drink.
Please. All right. So first thing we're gonna make this in a shaker. So we're gonna put some ice in the shaker. Ice bag.
And once again, we have the 1 cube at a time tongs. So just bear with me for a moment while I do that.
Patience is a virtue. All right, so I'll start getting the Appleton ready. We'll do that one first. So for this drink, we are going to use 1 ounce of Jamaican rum. We're making 2. We both do 1. So I'm going to just use a jigger here that's got 1 ounce on one side, 2 ounces on the other, and I'm going to pour 2 ounces of this so we both get to have a drink. I don't need to share. It's been a long week, and I need my own drink tonight. Maybe more than 1. Most likely more than 1.
Probably enough.
Oh, smells yummy. I love just when we open these rums and start pouring them, you just smell them and it's delicious. I get excited. All right, so 1 ounce of Appleton, Jamaican rum. We're gonna have 1 ounce of Martinique rum. And this rum is new to us. I have not, if I've tasted this, I don't remember it. But I'm gonna smell it. Oh, yummy. We'll have probably, maybe at the end we'll just taste this by itself because it smells fabulous. All right, so also 1 ounce of this rum. So I'm doing 2 ounces for 2 cocktails. Try not to make a mess. This is a liter bottle, so it's a big fella. All
A
right.
little more to hold on.
There we go. But that means we will run out. We won't run out as quickly. All
Our
right.
supply will last longer.
Thank you. That's a nice thing.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, you can. I feel like I'm doing all the work.
No, you're on a roll. Keep
I
on
guess
going.
I am the.
I usually make the cocktails. It's fun to watch for once.
All right. So orange Curaçao is our next. Actually, let me do the lime juice next.
Yep.
We'll kind of do these in quantity order. So it's also 1 ounce of fresh lime juice.
You may need a little more.
All right. So we're gonna need 2 ounces for 2 cocktails. Let's see if we can. Do we need
Probably
more?
need about a little bit more.
Yeah,
Just give me
more.
a little bit more.
That's not enough. You don't want to skimp on the lime juice.
No, the ones we had for the last video were a lot juicier than this one that I just squeezed.
Yeah, I think you got some lime juice in your eye.
So. Oh, I almost drowned in it last time. It was so much juice.
These are the last of our limes. We need to get some fresh ones. So.
But our lime trees outside are actually they finished blooming and they actually have little fruits started. So we should have fresh lime juice from our own tree in a couple months.
Yeah, there's nothing like growing your own limes. They are so sweet. I mean, you can almost just bite into them like you bite into an apple.
And somehow, with a spent lime, or actually a lime that was no longer good for a cocktail, I stuck it in a pot, left it there, and I grew a lime tree from a lime I just stuck in a pot. It's growing outside. It's just, I can't keep plants alive, but somehow I can grow new ones or resurrect ones that are already dead. I don't understand.
It's pretty amazing. I can't believe it. I mean, it just sprouted from a lime with no work and no anything. You just magically created a new lime tree. So, yay. All right. So next up is our orange liqueur. And this is ½ ounce. So I'm going to do 1 ounce for 2 cocktails. Math is hard sometimes, but I think I'm managing. You keep me in check. Make sure.
Doing good so far.
Make sure I'm adding this correctly. All right. This is probably the slowest cocktail you guys have ever seen anyone make. As I mentioned last week, I'm not a bartender by trade. I'm gonna make a slow little wheel turning here. Okay, so then the last 2 ingredients are gonna be our orgeat and our simple syrup. We're gonna use a ¼ ounce of each of these. So my jigger here has a marking on it, if I can see it properly, for ½ ounce. Yep, I see it. So that's where I'm gonna go. Half ounce for 2 drinks, 1/4 ounce for 1 drink. This stuff's thick, so pour slowly. Otherwise you'll get a little more than you anticipated. Thank you. Okay, and then same amount of your simple syrup. So 1/4 ounce for 1 cocktail, half ounce for 2 cocktails. There we go, we're almost there. Last ingredient, go for it.
All right, because I know my job's coming up next.
Good job. He's the shaker. I told you guys.
No, this is the shaker. I'm the shaker.
You're the shaky.
No, I guess this is the shaky when I'm shaking. I don't know how to. Anyway.
I'm gonna make some rim so you guys can see the cocktails here. Some rim. There. All right, so we've got this is the glassware we like to use for the Mai Tai. So these are like double old-fashioned glasses. There's no rules, you can use whatever kind of glass you like, but this is kind of the typical choice for Mai Tai. You'll notice that we are straining the cocktail, so we're keeping the ice in the shaker, we're straining it into the cup. I'm going to add some crushed ice to this after we pour the drink into here. There's probably a good reason for that. I'm not sure what it is, but that's how we do it. So yeah, I'm sure somebody out there's probably the reason why.
Yeah, if you know, leave it in the comments if you know why you add the ice later.
Yes, we'll read that and learn. So look at the color of this. This is what color Mai Tai is supposed to be. Not pink. No pink.
And sometimes it can come out quite a bit darker too, like a brownish color, depending on the rums you use. Because these two are very light in color, they aren't coming out as dark. We've used the 12-year Appleton before. They've come out a little bit darker than that just because this has a little bit more of the tannins from the oak.
Again, I'm using crushed ice in here, so it's going to dilute faster, it's going to melt faster into that drink. Again, it's probably some scientific reason why it's a good choice for this. I'm not going to pretend to know. I just like to drink them, so I follow the rules.
Yeah, what you find out is actually a lot of the craft cocktails have specific ice requirements.
Oh yes, it's very
cones,
fancy
ice cubes, ice blocks.
This is not fancy ice. This is crushed ice from a refrigerator. Some of you guys might have a nice ice maker that makes your pretty little crushed ice. We're not that sophisticated yet. We gotta focus on the rum. The cocktails are second for us.
So now we're gonna garnish our drinks. Missy has her swizzles ready, but we're gonna drop in one of the spent halves of a lime on each. We are also going to garnish with a sprig of mint for each one.
And what are you doing there with your?
I'm just giving a little bit of slap to open up the oils and the aroma. A little bit of flavor.
Beautiful.
And this mint was grown in our garden.
Oh yeah.
So
near the lime tree.
Near the lime.
Well, on the other side.
The new one.
All right. So also you got to have your swizzle stick. Big part of tiki culture, at least these days, is the swizzles. Every bar has their own custom designed swizzles. A lot of people like to collect them. I've seen people make crowns out of them. They're pretty cool.
Decorate hats.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are from the Officiel.
And we saw on the video meetup with I can't remember his name. He was making the coasters with the swizzles.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look that information up and put it in there afterwards. Again, if you know the answer, put it in the comments because it was really cool. He's actually taking an acrylic or resin and making coasters with swizzles from different tiki bars he's been to. So, and he's selling them on his website. So we'll have to look that up, and if you're interested, we'll go ahead and post a link in there on the video later. But yeah, it's really cool. We learned about that just a week ago. So.
All right. So without further ado, that was a lot of work. Thank you guys for sticking with us through that. Let's see how they taste. Cheers.
Cheers. It's a good Mai Tai.
Delicious. This is not sweet. So that's a key thing to keep in mind when you're drinking a tiki drink. If you go to a true tiki bar, these drinks aren't going to be sweet. They're going to be balanced. Like I said earlier, they're a little sweet and also a little sour, and most importantly, a little strong.
A little strong.
You want these are cocktails. You don't want to hide the rum in here. That's why we were very careful about the rums we selected. I want to taste the rum, so I can taste a little bit of that Appleton in here, that little slight essence of funk, and then I can for sure taste that Martinique rum.
The Martinique rum actually comes through, kind of hangs out at the end of your taste. It's kind of your finish on the drink. But as we were talking about earlier, a lot of craft cocktails, especially tiki drinks, are not pink. They aren't colorful. They aren't fruity colors like yellows and reds. They're usually brown, murky colors, which is why they started using the tiki mugs to hide the colors of the drinks. So if you don't like the way they look in the glass, or you're using dark rums and you think that's just not pretty enough for my guests when I'm making these at home, get a couple tiki mugs. They have cheap ones you can buy at, Geeky Tikis. There's also like generic ones you can get at Target or different home stores, home goods. But of course, if you have a tiki mug collection, there's nothing wrong with using those. And then we got this one from Trader Sam's in Disney. If any of you, I know some of you have because I've seen who's here on the in the feed. I know some of you have been there, but we have pretty much each one of the Trader Sam's mugs. This is the Hippopotami Mai Tai, which we thought would be appropriate for the video.
Yeah, that's the drink. That's what they call it at Disney. I'd have to look at their recipe. Maybe we have some of our skippers on the video here. They can remind us maybe what kind of rums that recipe uses.
And what is it the hippos like in their Hippopotami Mai Tai?
2 shots of rum.
There it is. Yes, 2 shots. That's right.
If you guys don't get that, when it opens back up, go to Orlando, go to the Polynesian Resort, and find Trader Sam's.
Trader Sam's Grotto.
You will not be disappointed. Or if you're in California, there's the original Trader Sam's bar over there, the Enchanted Tiki Bar.
I think.
We haven't been.
Yeah, we haven't been to that one. We look forward to getting there one day when it reopens.
One day. My travel list is getting so long right now.
I know.
It's backing up.
We still have a lot of places to go that we need to bring rum back with us.
All right, so we've talked the whole time. Let's see, do we have any questions? If you guys have questions for us, or just want to say hi, or have something you want to share, Joe's got the chat up here, so floor is yours.
Paul wants to use a pink umbrella.
Oh, I think we have umbrellas. Oh, Paul, are they in there? No, I think we got to. I'll find an umbrella. I think I know where they are. Oh.
And if it takes us a while to get back to your question, it's because there's a little bit of a lag on the chat on my phone here. So don't give up. Send us a question if you want. Let me just see if we missed anything because we've been talking for a while.
He wants a pink one?
He wants a pink umbrella.
All right. Oh, I saw somebody unwrap one of these. Can you do that? That was like super cool. Look,
these are very crummy ones, so they don't work as well. But yeah, that's basically just to
he just went. Whoop,
give a little twist and it's supposed to open. But
I would be like with my fingers trying to open it like a real actual umbrella. But there we go. Very tropical. Oh, look what happened to it. This was supposed to be your cup. With
I got the girl.
The wahine.
I got the seahorses. You got the girl. You got mixed up.
We mixed that up. But it has a pink umbrella in it now, so it's mine. Let me try not to like poke my eye out drinking this though. We created a hazard here, Paul.
So yeah, the umbrella is the only question that I've seen so far. Now it's possible that more are coming in. It's just delaying getting to our phone.
Yeah, our internet has been super slow. I think everybody is online. Everybody's home. There's not a lot to do. Everybody's streaming Netflix and Tiger King. That's I can't, guys. I can't bring myself to watch it. I think I'll be alright without that. But,
yeah, I don't know enough about it. I'm kind of glad about that. I mean,
you don't want to know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe I don't. But anyway, so yeah, if we don't get your questions during the video, we'll get back to you. We'll send you a message on Facebook or whatever if you want to drop them in the comments. It doesn't have to be about making the cocktail. It can be about our rum travelers, what we do, and what it's like to bring back rum from other countries. What's the most we've brought back, stuff like that. If you have any questions, just send us an email. Or, I'm sorry, send us a chat in the video. We'll look back through it and get back to you.
You can email us too.
Yeah, you can email us.
rumtravelers@gmail.com.
And these videos will be up on Facebook, but we also have a YouTube channel.
Yay!
Which doesn't have a lot on it yet.
It has 2 videos.
Yep.
Thank you. I think we have 6 subscribers, so thank you each and every 5 of you, because I think I'm one of the subscribers. But thank you guys that checked that out and already subscribed. We appreciate your support. I am new to YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I probably will become one very soon here as we're stuck at home. But we thought that was a great way to share these videos, so you kind of just, you're bored one day, just kind of let them run and roll through them. So after our live videos, I'll download them and then upload them to YouTube shortly thereafter, so you guys can see them there.
And yeah, if you're watching, and if you have friends that might be interested, tell them about the YouTube channel. We'd like to get some more viewers and maybe make it a bigger thing. Try to do more videos. Not necessarily everything would be live. It might just be a little thing we do a couple times a week or a couple times a month. But yeah, we'd like to get more content out there and let you guys know what the Rum Travelers are doing and what we're up to. Not that we can do too much during the stay-at-home order, but
Well, we're gonna drink a lot, that's
you
for
never
sure.
know. You know, maybe one day we'll do a video talking about everywhere we've been so far and where we look forward to going.
I
So
go forever.
yeah, we've got a lot of ideas we look forward to bringing to you.
All right, any more questions?
I don't know. The
Is it
internet's
slow?
flaking out. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if it's working
That's
anymore.
okay.
Yeah, it's just spinning.
Oh,
back and
it's just
forth.
spinning. Okay.
Not even sure if our video is still streaming live.
Hopefully
So,
you still see us. Hi.
but
All right, well,
anyway,
we'll ready to sign off. Sign
yeah,
off.
let's wrap
You
this
guys
up.
enjoy your cocktail. We'll enjoy our cocktail. And wishing you guys a happy Friday night. And
You all have a safe, healthy weekend and lots of love from the Rum Travelers.
all right. Bye, guys. Thank you. And cheers.